The work in the show is titled Stream, and I was really inspired by an image and a memory of me walking through a river in northern Thailand. And the water was the same temperature as my body, and I couldn't tell where my body began and where the water began. And so there's this sense of being part of something that was in nature and flowing and moving, and this sense of being immersed. I'm also inspired by the idea of stream being something that carries us along and that carries ideas and memories in its flow and with its own momentum. So caught up in something that's maybe beyond our control. For me, a lot of my work is upturned. I'm asking the clay to be in uncomfortable situations. I'm asking my ceramic forms to be upside down or turned up so its belly is exposed. When something is made in that orientation, it has a sense of gravity in that place. And when I'm asking it to be, upturned, there's this bareness that happens. You can see the bare clay body, and it's not covered by glaze. It's not in its most elegant moment. So its lack of composure, its sense of being disturbed or pulled out of context, I identify with that a lot as a person who moves across cultures and lives in countries that were not my home. And having that sense of not belonging and being out of place, I want the ceramics to have that embodied sense of not fitting, or at least tension within its surroundings and in the states of being that it's invited to be in. I've been really researching and inviting in inspiration from my own culture. My father's family is from Indonesia, and so bringing in my understanding of Batak Indonesian use of ceramics. It wasn't until this year that I found out that the cultures that my family came from, my ancestors, found Chinese trade ceramics actually, to put in magical substances. My great-great-grandfather was a shaman, and he would have known these ceramic objects, and then part of the culture was to carve an animal or figure form as a stopper. If you look closely at some of the forms, there'll be small drawings or motifs like animals or shapes of animals. There's one drawing of a tiger. The tiger is featured a lot to represent anti-colonial energy and cultural resistance to colonialism in Batak culture, in Indonesian culture. And this tiger keeps coming back into my work. I'm so inspired by that fierceness and that strength in that animal body. It's a big installation, and these things appear in small places. It's kind of an intimate encounter with this sense of what an animal form can bring to the work. Moving beyond a Eurocentric way of telling stories about ceramics, I think it's really important for me to dig into my family's history and to the history of colonization in Southeast Asia and understanding the things that have shaped the traumas that my family holds within it. I'm exploring that way of resisting and decolonizing my own perceptions of how ceramics should be and how they should behave in the world through going back to understandings of how my culture used clay in their ways of making sense of the world.